Hey, this is Elena with Black Sheep 303 Creative, and today I am going to share with you 10 different ways that you can make some really easy acrylic ornaments with just vinyl and acrylic blanks, as well as some wood slice ornaments. These are all very easy. Some are super easy, and then some require a little more effort, but all of them are pretty fast and would make great ornaments, gift tags, like place cards at a dinner or even a wedding. Now I'm going to show you how to apply everything to the ornaments once you've cut out the designs and weeded them. So if you're interested in the specific steps for Cricut Design Space, Silhouette Studio, or Brother Canvas Workspace with working with the design, those are all available in my resource library, so you can check those out, as well as the free design that is included also in my resource library. So you can find that link below in the video description. Okay, so I'm going to start with the easiest first and sort of move up to the least easiest. Is that a thing? They're all easy. I'm just going to go up in difficulty level, I guess, from the beginning. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the easiest ornament first, which is basically just sticking some adhesive vinyl on the front of an acrylic ornament. So I've cut out Mary and Love. This is a clear ornament. Now there is a backing on both sides, which is this white that you're seeing, so we are going to need to peel it off of the front. Now you can clean this if you want with some alcohol, just to make sure that it's completely dust free, but because I just released the protective seal on it, I'm not too worried about it, so I'm gonna just set that to the side. And I've got this is some Cricut premium vinyl in red, so the adhesive vinyl. And I'm going to use my transfer tape here, and I'm going to stick that, ooh, look, static, right down onto top of my word. And then I'm gonna use my scraper to just get a good contact between the transfer tape and the word. Flip it over and do the same. And then I'm gonna peel off the backing paper, maybe. And if it continues to stick, you just go back over it with your scraper. Oh. And now I'm basically going to make sure that my hole is on the top. I'm going to bend this, well, I'm going to kind of see how have I got it. Kind of want it on an angle. I'm going to rub down in the middle, and then I'm going to push out from the middle. Okay, and then I'll just peel the backing off the back. Okay, and there you go. Easy ornament number one. Now, of course, you can always add, you want to add like a cord on here and, you know, maybe a bow if you want to dress it up a little bit. Now, if you want to step it up a notch, you can get these acrylic ornaments that have a foil back on them. So they are available in definitely gold and silver. There might be a rose gold too. I have all the supplies linked in the video description. So again, there is a protective coating on the front. Okay, and then we're going to do the exact same thing with this word. So I'm just going to take my transfer tape. This is Oracal 651, the green vinyl I'm using, so generally a little bit easier to get to stick to the transfer tape. All right, peel again, same procedure, peel off the backing sheet. Okay, and there you go. Maybe it's a notch above the plane just because it's got the fancy gold foil behind it. Okay, another super easy way to make your own ornaments is, instead of putting it on the front like we did here, put it on the back. So all you have to do is cut this out mirrored, basically. And I've pulled off the protective coating on both sides of the ornament, and then I've got the Noel transferred to some transfer tape. Now this is going to be slightly bigger than my ornament, and that was on purpose. So let's see if I can line this up the way I want it. Now I'm going to flip it over. And while it's still stuck to the backing sheet, I'm taking my craft knife and I'm just going to go right along the edge of the ornament to cut off those extra pieces that are sticking out over the side. So then when I peel it off, it perfectly like runs off the side. So those are the really, really easy ways to make these ornaments. Okay, so version number 2 would be to put the vinyl on the front of the acrylic ornament, and then we're going to put a shape behind it to help offset it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the ornament down on top of my shape, get my shape about where I want it, and so hopefully you can see behind the hole there that I've got the shape, the paper is filling in the hole. So I'm going to take my pen and I'm just going to dot right in the center of where the hole is hitting the paper that's going behind it. Then I'm going to take my hole punch, which is actually a little smaller than the hole in the ornament, but that's okay. And I'm going to line up the paper punch with my dot there and just punch a hole. Now ideally you want to use heavy enough cardstock on this that it's going to not rip when we put the string through it to hold the ornament in place. All right, so now I'm just going to repeat the same process we did with the Mary earlier and put the transfer tape onto the vinyl. And then you put the backing shape behind your word, and then you would run a string through it like this. Now I personally like to tie a knot at the top and then run the looped end through from the front to the back, and then you loop your string through you put your knot through the loop. You'll get a nice finished look on the front. And obviously you want to use a paper behind your shape that's going to contrast with the color of vinyl that you've used. Okay, our next step up is to use heat transfer vinyl on your acrylic ornaments. So I'm going to again remove my backing paper and I'm going to place down my heat transfer vinyl. Now I cut this out of glitter heat transfer vinyl, so extra fun. So if you want to, you can cover your ornament with like a Teflon sheet or butcher paper. And then I'm going to use my mini heat press. Now this is a Cricut knockoff, so it's a Dodoum, not sure. So I've got this set on medium heat, and the green means it's ready to go. And now I'm going to just run this over the heat transfer vinyl on the ornament using medium to firm pressure while I'm moving this around for 25 seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cool completely before I peel off the backing sheet. Then stepping it up a notch, I'm going to put this on the back of the ornament, so it's going to show through the clear front of the ornaments. So when I cut this one out, I mirrored it just like you would with any HTV. With this one, I did not, because I want it to be backwards when I put it on the ornament. A little bit trickier to eyeball when it's backwards. Put my butcher paper over it again. And again, on medium heat for 25 seconds, I'm going to press this. I'm gonna set that aside while it cools. Okay, and then for my final version with heat transfer vinyl, I'm gonna put this on a wood slice ornament. Now you're gonna notice that there is a hole, and I have not cut a hole in my ornament. So what I'm gonna do is kind of hold it in place and flip it over. Taking my tweezers, I'm trying to poke a small hole in the HTV, which you can kind of see there. And then I'm gonna take my hole punch, just like I did with the last one, line it up with that poke and punch it out like that. Then I'm going to line up my hole with my hole in the top and try to get this sort of evenly spaced. Now the heat transfer vinyl is not going to stick to the wood initially, so you've got lots of opportunity to kind of move it around and get it spaced, you know, as evenly as possible. Now the wood slices are not perfect circles, so there's no way you're gonna get it like perfectly aligned all the way around unless you change the shape of your circle here. Now bear in mind with these versions, I weeded out the word and left the circle. Now one thing I will tell you, because this does not stick down on its own, I'm holding this down with a heat glove. Well, I'm going to do this with my mini heat press. And in the case of the wood with the heat transfer vinyl, I have my mini heat press set on low. But again, we're going to do this for 25 seconds. Now, because my backing sheet completely covers the wood, I'm not going to bother with the parchment paper. And I also, you know, don't think that would work real well just because of you're holding the heat transfer vinyl in place. Okay, so again, I'm gonna let that completely cool. This one seems pretty cool. So the main difference between like the vinyl adhesive and the heat transfer vinyl is that you have a chance of the heat transfer vinyl lasting a little bit longer and not tearing or getting scratch marks in it versus the vinyl adhesive. But it is a tiny bit more work having to use a heat press with this. So, you know, that's why I'm putting it in the slightly higher category. Let's see about the one on the back side. So there's that one on the back. So slightly more dimensional. It's a subtle difference, very subtle difference. Okay, I'm gonna peel this off. And there you go, and you have kind of a chalk paint look because I used matte black vinyl on this, and then we will dress it up with a fun ornament hanger. So at the end you'll see these. So that's pretty cool. All right, so you've made it to the last and most difficult of the easy acrylic ornaments, and I appear to have lost my prep footage. So I want to explain that what I have done is cut 3 words from permanent adhesive vinyl and place them on the back of 3 different acrylic ornaments, just like we did back in the beginning with ornament number 3. The difference this time, however, is that 2 of these words are functioning as masks, and then 1 is going to stay on the ornament, but all 3 are going to have different effects by using spray products on them. So let's get to how to make these. All right, the adhesive vinyl's on the back of the ornaments, and now I'm going to take these to my spray box, and we're going to spray these on the back to create 3 different looks. So for this first ornament, I'm going to be using Rust-Oleum frosted glass spray, and I'm using the vinyl on the back of the ornament as a mask for the spray. So once I've sprayed it, probably 2 to 3 times lightly, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to peel off the stencil, so to speak, see what we got. And I'm in my spray box here. So I've applied 4 light coats, and now I'm going to just let it dry completely. Then we'll peel off our vinyl. See what we got. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to spray it with Camar varnish, cover it with glitter, wait for it to dry, tap the glitter off, And then we're going to cover it with another coat of the varnish to seal it. So I very carefully picked it up while it's still wet. Now I moved it over to a piece of paper and sprinkled some fine, ultra-fine glitter on it. It's Elizabeth Craft Design Solar Gold, and we'll let that dry. All right, and here's the second one. And this time I'm using champagne gold. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for about 15 minutes while it dries. So this is my frosted glass one, so I'm going to try to pick up the vinyl. So I don't know if you can see, oh there you go. So you can see that we've got clear surrounded by the frosted, so pretty cool so far. Let's see if I can get the rest of this off without scratching it. Yeah, hey, look at that. Pretty cool. And then I also want to show you this one. Okay, so this is the glitter with the vinyl under it, and I've sealed it with the varnish. So I'm just going to remove the front. Pretty darn cute. And protected because the vinyl's on the back, and then the glitter has been sealed with the varnish, so it's not really coming off. Yeah, no, not coming off. Okay, so let's take a look at our completed ornaments in order of difficulty. So we have our just adhesive vinyl on the front of a plain acrylic ornament. Very, very cute. I added some silver baker's twine to that. Then you can do the same thing on the front of a foil, like an acrylic ornament with the foil coating on the back. Also very cute. And finally, you can put your adhesive vinyl on the back of the ornament. You just have to cut it out mirrored when you do that. So those are the three really easy ones. Now you can also cut a shape to hang behind the ornament on the back out of like a cardstock. Fairly heavy duty paper is really what you want. Then we have our heat transfer vinyl. So you can put a vinyl word on the front of an acrylic ornament or the back of an acrylic ornament using heat transfer vinyl. So remember, with the front, you're going to need to mirror the cut. With the back, you do not mirror the cut. And then you can also use heat transfer vinyl to make sort of faux chalkboard looking ornaments like these with these wood rounds. So this is matte black HTV from Caesar. And I'll have all the supplies linked in the video description, of course. Then here's the one where I used the vinyl as a mask for the frosting spray. I think that's really pretty. Very simple and somewhat elegant looking, if you ask me. Here's the one where I used the vinyl as a mask for the varnish and then added glitter. And then I varnished over the entire thing after I'd removed the mask, the vinyl mask, to seal in the glitter on the back. And then finally, your glitter on the back that's not a mask. So I just put the vinyl on the back of the ornament. So I cut this out of adhesive vinyl and it was mirrored. Put it on the back of the ornament, then sprayed it with the varnish, coated it with the glitter, shook the glitter off, then sprayed it with the varnish to seal it in. So this is like a huge amount of ornaments that you can make pretty quickly. Like, I have done all of these in maybe half a day, including the cutting and working with it in the software program. So again, the file for these ornaments is available in my resource library, as are the specific steps in Cricut Design Space, Brother Canvas Workspace, and Silhouette Studio to cut these out. So I hope you will check that out. Okay, so I hope you could use some of these. You get to make some of these. You may not even need them as decorations right now, but they would make really cute gift tags as well, or like, you know, Secret Santa or office gifts, that kind of thing. So happy holidays, everybody. Have fun making some ornaments.